Welcome to SkyBridge mini lessons. Today we're going to show you how to manually enter calibration records. Two ways to do it. You can do it by the Sky Mobile electronically, or you can manually enter your calibrations. Maybe you put it on paper and now you want to enter it into SkyBridge. I'll show you how to do that here. First of all, you want to make sure that you add your calibration span gas to SkyBridge, and you do that under the configuration, and then you'll see workflow, and then you'll see where it says add calibration gas. And I'll show you how to step by step do that. Remember too, no decimal points. So when you're putting in your ppm reading results, make sure there's no decimal points, or you will get an error message. So just round it up or down, and you would be okay. Okay. And also the calibration history. Whenever you're adding the calibration, the daily calibration, you're going to go under calibration history and hit the retrieve button. You don't have to set any date range or anything like that. And then go ahead and hit the plus sign to add the new calibration. And then we'll start from there. Okay. We'll show you how to do it. So once in SkyBridge, to enter your span gas, you're going to go under configuration, and then you're going to go to workflow, and you see here mobile calibration gas here, mobile calibration gas. Now I have some already entered here. I have my 0, 10,000, and 500. I'm gonna go ahead and add 2,000. And you just replicate what I've done here to add your other gases in here, so don't worry about that. So I'll go hit the add button here, and if you hover over it, it'll tell you add new row. So add, and this one is going to be 2,000 methane. So the description is I'll just put 2K methane, and then I'll put the cylinder ID. And one note here, I want to make sure, if you notice here, uh, well, you don't see it here, but whenever you bring up the pick list for cylinder ID, it's just going to show you the number. So always, rule of thumb, always put like the concentration of the gas uh, in before. So I put 2K 2000 dash, and I'll show you what I mean here later. And I'll put the cylinder number. Okay. And then the ppm reading, it's actually 199 on the paperwork. The certification date, that's going to be on the paperwork that you get. I'll just bring it out to the first. And you will have expiration date as well. So just make sure you put that in there. And that's when you put this information in, and it's current gas, that's what turns on the calibration to look for a calibration record in quarantine. Okay. And you can put like where you purchased the gas from or something like that. And then save that. And then you would put your 0, 10,000, 2,500, whatever else gas, 200 gas that you may have. Okay. So once you put that information in, you got your calibration gas. They're all current. See, I got expiration 2025. If they were expired, they wouldn't show up. They wouldn't let you do a manual calibration. Okay. So let's do a manual calibration. So I'll go under configuration. I'm sorry, go under the Smart Browse, and then I go to Sky Mobile calibration history. Okay. It says Sky Mobile, but I'm doing it manually. Remember, as soon as you get here, just go ahead and hit retrieve. And now I can over here to the top right. By the way, this is all your history of your calibration records is stored here too. So I hit the plus sign over here to get to the add a new calibration record. So this is my new daily calibration record. An inspector, do jack, the instrument that jack is using to calibrate with here, and then the certification date is today's date. Okay. So you're doing your daily, you actually probably got it on paper and just, or you have this in your hand, open up too in your handheld and enter it in while you actually doing the calibration. So cylinder one, I'll do my 0 gas and see how I mentioned earlier to put the concentration in front of the cylinder number. Because see, if I'd have just had 024 1647. Then you have to kind of remember what that is. So I kind of like put the zero and put the information there. It populates the expiration date automatically, and then you can go ahead and put the results in here of the calibration record. Okay, zero. Okay, so I've already done that calibration and instrument PPM ID. I'll go ahead and put the results of the calibration. I introduced my gas and it came out to zero. Okay. My next gas here I want to do as 500. So I put my 500 gas, populates the expiration date, it puts the concentration of the gas here, and then I'll put the results here. That's on my device. Okay. Then I'll go ahead and do my next calibration gas, and that's going to be 10,000. I'm not going to do 2,000. And then it populates the information. There's the 10,000 concentration. And then whatever I got on there, I'll go ahead and put in here. Okay. And then once I'm done with my daily calibration, remember, I don't do anything with drift right now, right? So I go ahead and hit save here. Okay. Save. Right. So I'm done with my daily calibration. I can start my monitoring, or you may have put it on paper and did your monitoring over, and you just want to do this after the fact. So the next one, I'm gonna come in and do a drift on my 500 gas. So I'll come over here, do add here, and I'll do the same thing. Get the person that did the drift, the instrument that was drifted, the analysis that was done on it, the date. Okay, and I'll put the same date. Of course, the time is after the daily calibration. And then I'll check the little box that says is adrift. Okay. And I'll put the cylinder number here. I'm going to do 500. And then I'll go with the calibration. And then I go ahead to the actual reading that came up on the instrument. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and save that once I did the drift and save that. Okay. Now I have my not only my daily calibration, but I have my drift as well. There's the is drift. Okay. So now I'll go back to reports, and then under monitoring information, there's the Sky Mobile calibration history, and I can just do it for, I'll just backdate it one day, but it should just give me that one day. And then run report, but I like to do the edit report. Run report just gives you a standard report, but the edit report will allow you to put a signature on here. Add that, and if I open up to here, see here, there's my drift, there's my calibrations for all my instruments here. And then over here, I can go to my little tools here, attachments and stamps. And there's my little feather. And I can go ahead and sign off on that. Put my doctor signature on here. You could save the signature too for the next time if it's nice and clear, of course. And then I'll go ahead and put my signature here. Okay. And now, once I'm done with that daily calibration, let me move this over a little bit. There we go. Once I'm done with that daily calibration, I can save it in that file system, the Sky Mobile File Manager. So there's a little cloud over here to the left. Save that. And I got daily calibration here, old calibrations, precision calibration. But I'm just going to put it in this one here, daily. Because I take the files off of my spam box too on another location. So I go ahead and click on that, yes. And now that report should be in that box. So I'm going to go ahead and hit close here. Okay. And then go to files, file system here. And then if I go to daily calibration, spam box here, I can see the report that I did right here. Okay. Today's date, 11/15. Okay. And I can open it up and there it is, all stored in the database. Okay. Hopefully this helps. Again, thank you for joining us with the SkyBridge mini lessons, and this will be posted on YouTube. Thank you. Have a good day.